Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick little comparison here between Galaxy A3 2017 and Galaxy A5 2016. I keep getting asked the question which one is worth it to buy here between these two, so we're going to check out the performance and see which one is the better phone here. And I definitely think both of them have some strengths and weaknesses to consider. Obviously we do have the newer processor in the A3 versus a bigger screen with smaller bezels in the A5 2016. You can see it is already benefiting here when it comes to the boot up, which is nice. And we can just as well check out the fingerprint scanners on both of them. So we have set them up. Let's turn them off. Go. So that's the first thing you'll notice. No response from the A5 unless the screen is on, which is a big improvement if you ask me. But even the actual speed seems to be more responsive, which is good. You also notice that we get the active display on the new A3 compared to no active display on the A5. So solid improvement when it comes to the fingerprint scanner. It could be better though. We're going to have a look at the apps opening here. We have updated both of them to the latest software. Both of them on Marshmallow here, and we can see if there's any differences. So this is the Exynos A5 as well. Both of them move around a little bit on the table. And both have 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs internal storage. And you can see, I think the old A5 is keeping up pretty well here. I was expecting the A3 to dominate, but I think generally you'll find that the A3 has slightly faster performance for most things. But it's not really that perceivable. Let's just start a game here. So that's the A5 starting first, which is very strange. Let's try Sonic. So that's what I want to see, some improvement on the A3 there. And we do have UFC. So we're going to open up, I think, 4 games so we can see the RAM management. And that was very similar, but I think the A3 did just pip the A5. And again, we do have the A3 here. So very nice performance though from the old A5. If you're looking at it from a performance standpoint, not that massive difference really, if we're going to be honest. Just going to have a look at the Wi-Fi speeds. Both of them are on the same infrastructure, as you can see. Start with the A5. A very respectable score. Not the best and certainly not the worst. And I think the A3 is going to dominate here. as you can see, it certainly does. So very impressive improvement there when it comes to the Wi-Fi on the new A series. Could be better for those of you who are looking to get your downloads, etc. Even faster for the uploads there. Very nice. We're just going to have a look at some web browsing. We do have the slightly more advanced browser on the A3 because it has like the Grace UX features. So let's just go to weather. And let's click on this link. So a little bit snappier there on the left again. And Amazon. This time the A5. And we have another one, Ticketmaster. So again, I saw the A3 there, just a tad bit quicker, not a massive deal again, you know. I was expecting a little bit more difference here, if I'm going to be honest. But maybe the multitasking is where we're going to see some improvement. Both of them only have 2 gigs of RAM to play with, which is very bad for TouchWiz. Already I can see it's coming up a little bit faster here on the left for the basic apps, and there is a certain amount of judder on the A5 compared to the A3, which feels much more smoother overall. That could be the software, obviously, but they are both reloading, so if you're looking at it from like a reloading perspective, you are going to get some of that still with the A3. But I'm very impressed with the A5 overall. I think it's stood the test of time here. The Exynos version. Whoa, so we got stayed in memory there. I think the A3 is a solid improvement though overall when it comes to the basic apps. Both of them reload the game there. And that one, so you're not going to get the games held in memory, unfortunately, which is to be expected, I guess. So the reason why I compared these two is because they're both about the same kind of price. Actually, you can get them for about €270. So to summarize, you can see there is a slight performance improvement on the A3, but it's not dramatic. I think the other things to consider is the A3 does come with waterproofing, obviously, and full dust proofing. We do get a smaller size for those you like, you know, pocketability. It slips in your pocket much nicer, as well as the new Grace software, which looks a lot better, I think, than the older TouchWiz on older Samsung phones. You can quickly access stuff. And as I did mention, the fingerprint scanner and the active display works much better. However, the A5 does have some stuff of its own actually. You'll notice that the bezel ratio is fantastic still compared to the new A3. And if we get really close here, also the display seems a little bit brighter still on the A5 compared to the A3. I was expecting the display to be a bit more improved. Obviously you get full HD versus 720p, but I don't think it's going to be a massive difference. As well as a slightly bigger display for those who like your content. With the actual camera, you are getting as well optical image stabilization, which can be very useful for low light as well as video recording. Not sure why they didn't include that with the latest A series phones, so that is another thing to consider. But you know, overall, you know, if I was going to say which one to go for here, it's very, very close actually. You know, I think probably it would be better to go with the A3 if you're looking to keep the phone for a bit longer. It's a little bit more future proof in terms of the processor, the waterproofing, etc. But if you can get a good deal with the A5, it's a little bit cheaper. It's certainly comparable still. Just watch out for the old type connector there compared to the new one, which is quite nice to have. So yeah, if you got any questions or want to comment, do let me know, and we'll certainly check it out. Hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.